Good morning, my Real News Midday TV family. Thank you so much for tuning in this morning for another news update for Thursday, September 11, 2025. And I'm wishing for everyone a wonderful and a productive day. And in the news this morning, Mandeville charged with assault and firearm offenses. A 53-year-old taxi driver has been charged after allegedly threatening a man with a gun. The police say Kirk Goff, otherwise called Matt Kirk, a taxi operator of Slipen Road, Kingston, was charged with assault at common law, possession of a prohibited weapon, and using a firearm to commit a felony following an incident in his community on Wednesday, September 3. It is alleged that about 9:50 a.m., Goff entered a yard and approached a man, then brandished a firearm and threatened to kill him. The man escaped unhurt and made a report to the police. Goff was later apprehended and charged after he was positively identified during an identification parade. His court date is being arranged. PNP calls a press conference to address election-related issues. The People's National Party has called a press conference set for Thursday to address concerns about the recently held general elections. In a briefing on Wednesday, the party revealed that PNP President Mark Golding, General Secretary Dr. Dayton Campbell, and legal advisor Anthony Hilton will, starting at 11 a.m., provide updates and address key concerns arising from the electoral process. The PNP won 28 seats compared to the Jamaica Labour Party's 35 in the September 3 polls. Holness to be sworn in next Tuesday, says Governor General. Prime Minister-elect Andrew Holness will be sworn in as Jamaica's Prime Minister on Tuesday, September 16. Holness led the Jamaica Labour Party to a historic third term in office on September 3. The JLP secured 35 seats to the People's National Party's 28 during the general elections and will form the next parliament. Holness will be sworn in by Governor General Patrick Allen at 4 p.m. at the King's House. JCTU condemns interference in POA and calls for respect of international labor standards. The Jamaica Confederation of Trade Unions says that the Ministry of Labor must uphold both the national and the international labor standards, or it will seek intervention from the International Labour Organization following a directive from the Police Commissioner that the chairman of the Police Officers Association vacate his post. The JCTU said it is deeply alarmed by the directive issued by Commissioner of Police Dr. Kevin Blake, ordering that chairman of the POA, Senior Superintendent Wayne Cameron, vacate his post and be denied recognition by the Police High Command. This unprecedented action strikes at the heart of freedom of association, undermines democratic representation, and places Jamaica in direct violation of its obligation under the Constitution of Jamaica and the core International Labour Organization conventions, the JCTU said on Wednesday. It pointed to violations of ILO Convention 87, freedom of association, which guarantees that workers' organizations shall elect their representatives in full freedom and conduct their administration and activities without interference by public authorities. By seeking to unseat the duly elected chairman, who was chosen by POA members in November 2022 and whose mandate continue until 2025, the commissioner has intruded into the internal governance of the association. The further denial of access to the High Command restricts the POA's ability to fulfill its representative responsibilities, the JCTU said. It claimed Blake also violated ILO Convention 98, right to organize and collective bargaining, which protects the workers' organizations from acts of anti-union discrimination, particularly against elected leaders, and employer interference in their administration and functioning. The JCTU also said Blake's order is a violation of the Constitution of Jamaica, as the Charter of Fundamental Rights and Freedoms provides that all persons are entitled to freedom of association and equality before the law. The POA derives its authority from the democratic will of its members, not from the employer, said the Confederation. Passenger killed, driver injured in crash in Santa Cruz. The driver of a Toyota Mark X motor car was injured and a passenger killed in a crash in Santa Cruz, St. Elizabeth, early Wednesday morning. The deceased has been identified as 28-year-old Kemar Cranston. According to the police, about 1 a.m., while traveling along a roadway in Longwood, the driver lost the control of the vehicle, which overturned. Cranston and the driver sustained injuries, and the vehicle was extensively damaged. They were assisted to the Black River Hospital, where Cranston was pronounced dead. The Santa Cruz Traffic Department is probing the incident. 2 motorists being sought after teen seriously injured in St. Anne hit and run. Detectives in St. Anne are searching for 2 motorists linked to a serious hit and run in the parish on Tuesday evening. Investigators say the drivers of a gray Toyota RAV4 and a white Toyota Mark X were speeding along the Salem Runaway Bay Main Road when a teenage pedestrian was hit and badly injured. Reports are that about 8:30 p.m., the teenager went to purchase food at a restaurant and was crossing the road when the RAV4 swerved to avoid hitting him. The Mark X, however, proceeded to hit the teen. Both the drivers fled the scene. An off-duty police officer arrived early on the scene and assisted the injured teen to the St. Anne's Bay Regional Hospital, where he was admitted in serious condition. Man involved in deadly Mandeville shootout, twice deported from Canada. Dave Francis Wilson, the man who engaged the police in a 4-hour shootout on Tuesday in Mandeville, Manchester, was deported from Canada at least on 2 separate occasions. The 54-year-old unemployed man of Caledonia Road was fatally shot after he refused to surrender. He is suspected of killing 31-year-old Adrian Bernard of Buena Vista, Manchester, following a dispute over the cost of an item. Wilson's criminal record in Canada includes convictions for unarmed robberies in the 1990s. Toronto detective Sergeant Wilf Townley of the Hold-Up Squad, speaking at a press conference in February 2023, described Wilson and his accomplice as the Yo-Yo Bandits, noting that they were in and out of Canada more than once after being deported. The police said Wilson and his accomplice, who had been armed with a loaded 9mm handgun and a fully loaded 223 caliber assault rifle, surrendered to the police after being holed up in a Northwest End video store with several hostages. The men, who wore bulletproof vests, overpowered guards in an armored truck making a cash delivery to a bank. Canadian police said when their getaway car failed to start, they fled on foot to the video store. The Manchester police recovered an Omni hybrid multi-caliber rifle with several 5.56 rounds, a Beretta 9mm pistol, as well as more than 500 assorted rounds of ammunition inside the Mandeville apartment where Wilson was killed. Kingston mayor against the proposal to centralize the processing of entertainment permits. Chairman of the Kingston and the St. Andrew Municipal Corporation and the Kingston Mayor, Andrew Swiby, says a proposal to centralize the processing of entertainment permits encroaches on the remit of municipal corporations. During Tuesday's monthly meeting of the corporation, Mr. Swiby described as troubling the proposal to reinforce a national one-stop shop for event permits, a system that would route all applications through a central platform under the Entertainment Ministry's oversight. The announcement was made by Entertainment Minister Olivia Grange during a recent contract signing event. But Mayor Swaby said such a move could risk duplicating an already existing and a proven system. He also called for greater clarity on how the proposed change would be implemented.
The role of the ministry should be to guide policy. The day-to-day operations for processing and granting permits already falls under the mandate of local government authorities, which have the expertise and established system in place. At the Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Corporation, we follow a strict and consultative process for major events. Promoters, the police, fire brigade, ODPM, and other relevant agencies are all part of our review. Any attempt to centralize or duplicate this process at the level of the ministry will not only create confusion, but also undermine the clear legal framework. We ensure public safety, proper structure, clear emergency exits, smooth traffic management, and full compliance with the places of amusement regulation. Local government must be allowed to carry out its function without unnecessary interference.
Guys, thanks for watching. Please join us this afternoon at 2 p.m. for another news update.